John, so home to Ayr this weekend, then a long run of games, a lot of them away from home. It's important we start off another run of good results.
Always is, without doubt, yeah, always is. Very crucial, but every game's crucial, there's, we're going to play 36 games, and for the first game to the last game, you just go from one big game to the next, and that's how it is, but it's the same for every team. We're all in the same boat. There's no easy games, and I'd much rather be where we are, than one or two others. And of course, there's only 3 teams above us, so there's no enough room for error. You want to try and stay up there as long as you possibly can. You want to be, that gap got cut the other night there from 5 to 4. You want to cut that gap to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1, and obviously, ideally, and given time to go ahead, probably at 5 o'clock after the 36 game would be nice.
Yeah. And in Ayr, they've solidified under Jim Duffy, and as usual, it's not going to be an easy match for us.
No, it never is. I mean, we went down there and won earlier on in the season there. It was our first win of the season, which was a vital win. But we played them 3 times the season before, and they were all draws. And they drew here. So we know Jim will have them well organised. He's a very, very experienced manager, as was Hoppy, and the two of them are working together. But obviously Jim's in charge now, and he'll do things differently for Hoppy, and they've picked up. So we need to be at it. Thankfully, both teams were playing on Tuesday night. There's a full card, so there's no advantage to any other particular team. We've all had to recover very, very quickly, and, lick our wounds, sort out the knocks and bruises that you get in a game, and be ready for Saturday. So, no doubt it'll be another nail-biting championship football match.
Yeah, and just referring back to that game on Tuesday at Dunfermline, the performance in the second half, particularly, made the equaliser feel even more valuable. Players must have been on a high, as must the management team as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we went there with the intentions to win the football match. We didn't quite get to the levels that we can do, but then you've got to give credit to Dunfermline, who personally I don't think they're far away from getting that first win. They're not a bad side. They've got some good players, as you've seen with the goal that Dom Thomas scored. It was an excellent goal. So they'll start winning games shortly. So yeah, we'd have liked to have played better in the first half. We would have obviously liked to have came away with 3 points. Did we do quite enough, to get all 3 points? Would it have taken an awful lot more? No, I don't think it would have taken an awful lot more. I think we just had to use the ball a little bit better, and a little bit of decision making in the final third. If we did that a little bit better, we might have got better opportunities to score. So that kind of let us down. But when the game's running away from you, when you're 1 goal down and there's not an awful lot of time left, then you have to take what you can get. And it was a point. Yeah, we wanted to go and try and get a winner after we scored in the 80th minute. It didn't materialise, but I think the fans once again were very appreciative of the effort and the commitment that the players put in to fight and stick together right to the end. And the spirit in the camps, as I've mentioned on a number of occasions now, it's fantastic. We've just got to try and continue to play the way we play, but just do it even better. Because as I mentioned, your teams know how we play now, and so we've got to do what we do even better, slicker, quicker, sharper, with more cutting edge.
Yeah. Post-match Tuesday, in your debriefing with the mainstream press, one of them asked about Louis Vaughan. He had the op on Monday. Have you spoken to the wee guy? How's he doing?
Yeah, he actually, I was at Newcastle watching a game on Monday evening. I was heading back up the road when he sent me a text that it went really, really well. And then when I was heading to the game on Tuesday to go to East End Park, I gave him a call, and he was home. He'd got out of the hospital 1ish approximately on the Tuesday, and he was in really, really good spirits. Yeah, that's him on the mend now and on the way back. Mr. Keaton's the surgeon, said it couldn't have went any better. It wasn't as bad as he first thought. The ligaments, obviously the ACL had to be done, but they thought there was more damage than that, but it turns out there wasn't. So it was a fairly straightforward operation, and the surgeon is very confident that Louis will make a full recovery, and we're all willing and hoping and praying that that's exactly what will happen, and the wee man will be back with us, hopefully for the League Cup sections in July 22.
Great. And finally, I just bumped into the club captain, Kyle Benedictus there. How's the captain's progress on his return from his hamstring strain?
Yeah, he's obviously not going to be available tomorrow.
Exactly.
Queen of the South is probably more realistic, but even that might just come a little bit too early. Kind of 2-week injury, so 2 weeks will be Queen of the South, but he is a quick healer, but you can't guarantee in these things, so he's got to come through his rehab, he's got to make sure that it's right. There's no point coming back and then putting yourself back another 2 weeks if you come back too early. So we've got to be careful and we've got to be sensible about it. It was good to get Frankie back on the bench on Tuesday night. He's had a little, on his way back and had a little bit of an injury. He actually picked up an injury. It was very similar to Louis Vaughan, this quad muscle injury. Louis had that when he came back, actually. The last game he played at Dunfermline, no, not the last game, but the game that Louis came off at half time in February last year. That was because of that kind of like injury, and Frankie's kind of picked that up in training, and it's meant that he's had to go back and like rehab that. So he came back into training on Sunday and then on Monday, and it gave us the option in an emergency to maybe put him on the pitch if we came into that situation, because we only really had Greg Young, the young left back, as a defender on the bench. So Frankie was there if need be. He's trained today, he'll train tomorrow, and he needs to just get more and more training and get through things, and then he'll probably be on the bench at the weekend, but with a view sooner or later to be actually asking a question as to kind of get into the lineup.
Yeah. I just remembered something there. Tom Lang did, as you said, post-match Tuesday, he did really well stepping in at the side, and I thought he had a really strong performance in the Derby game. Yeah,
exactly, as I said there. He's mainly played in the team in a back three at Kilmarnock and up at Queen of the South. He just came on in an odd game down at Morton. He came on again, went into a back three. So it was going into a back four. So obviously there can be more gaps and whatever else can be created. But Tom is very quick. He's a very committed player. So there was no doubts that he would do well in the game. He was never going to get done for pace in channels or anything like that. He was always going to go and be very competitive in the air. He's a very strong boy, he's a very fit boy. So we know what we're going to get, and he certainly delivered that kind of performance, and I'm sure the fans were encouraged by his performance as well.
Great, thanks for that, John. Good luck for the weekend.
No problem.